Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the International Pizza Expo. My name is Maestro Leo Spizzirri, and today we are going to be talking to actually some very close and dear friends of mine. And when I say close, dear friends, I'm not talking about just a little bit. I'm talking about like a 30-year relationship since I've been a kid making pizza. I've been using specifically one brand of cheese all the time, Grande. We're going to be talking about Detroit-style pizza and New York pizza, and we're going to be making both of them. So if you haven't had breakfast, the pizzas that Felice is about to make are banging. So you guys are going to have food in a minute. But why don't you talk about specifically why we're putting these ingredients together and go from there.
So the reason why we're doing this today, because we're talking about culinary trends. So every year we do this research to help our loyal customers. And so we provide the most, impactful trends that may help operators, to navigate and be up to trend with what's going on in the industry. So I chose to talk about crust enhancements, which has been going on for a few years now. And I think the trend started with one of the chains they were making the stuffed crust with the mozzarella in the crust, and then it's been growing throughout the years. And so crust enhancements, and there are multiple ways to work with the same crust but doing something different. So one of the biggest trends has been using sesame seeds or other seeds on crust. We're gonna make one New York style pizza with the sesame seeds, and we also gonna make a Detroit style with the cheese blend, mozzarella and Asiago blend. So the crown, the frico, everyone has a name for it. It's gonna made with this blend of Asiago and cheese.
Do you know when we talk about, Felicia's talking about the cheese crown or frico, do you know what we're talking about? Detroit pizza, everybody knows that caramelized cheese edge, right? And if you haven't made this style of pizza before, not every cheese makes that beautiful cheese crown or cheese edge, right? Most of the time, it's a blend to where it kind of looks caramelized or golden, right? Sorry, digressed. What?
Absolutely. So I think we should start making pizza.
Sure. Which would you like to start first?
So we'll make New York style pizza.
New York first?
Yes.
Fantastic.
So we're gonna use the sesame seeds. I usually use the annual sesame seeds. They're toasted, more flavor. I got the black ones, which I never used before. So this is the surprises that you get at the food shows. So I'm sure it's gonna look great. So we're gonna try it together. Then we're gonna top it with this spinach cream. It's just spinach, a little bit of garlic, heavy cream, salt. Very simple. Use some grilled chicken, and then we're gonna top the pizza when it's out of the oven with some spicy olive oil, which is one of the other trends. So spicy on pizza. If you have a pizza place, you gotta have something spicy on the menu.
I agree 100%. So we're using, this is a New York dough that I made over here. About 67%, no, 68% hydration. A blend of Caputo Americana flour and Semola di Macinata. 90-10 is the blend. Pretty typical way to make New York pizza. Again, this is about a 550-gram dough ball. And this will easily make a 16-inch, 18-inch pizza. Depends on how you like to stretch it. Felice is doing something cool with the sesame seeds.
Yes.
And the sesame seeds, he's like implanting into this this crust. Two different methods. I do a lot of Neapolitan pizza, and people say, "How do you stretch a 20-inch pizza a schiaffo?" A couple of practice. Okay, let's do one at a time over here.
This is the official way to open a cheese bag at the food shows.
Why have a knife? Beautiful.
So we put the crust on the peel.
Okay.
Thank you. Going to put some of the spinach cream on the base.
What is the yellow
like that.
inside? Heavy
It's
cream?
just the color from
the
heavy
from
cream
the
and the
spinach.
color, that the spinach have released.
Beautiful. This could be, you know what this could be? Very nice for the Easter Mother's Day buffet.
This reminds
Like
me
your spinach Florentine, Easter, right?
spinach is something that
We,
very popular.
You
Easter
can tell-
time in Italy.
You could tell all the guys have been in the restaurant business for a while. You start to see ingredients pop up for holidays. Easter is one of those. Mother's Day is the next. Now this blend is which one?
So this is the mozzarella Asiago blend. It's part skim cheese, part skim mozzarella, and Asiago shredded.
I love that. So one of the things that Grande does is they pack these pillow packs, right? They pack them with gas, nitrogen, and instead of using, there's a starch that's used. It's like a dust, which is called cellulose, and companies put that in there. They call it anti-caking. But anytime you've used one of those cheeses, the problem is that starch absorbs with all the butter fat and moisture in the cheese, and all of a sudden it gives the final product this look of like plastic, right? Especially if you have a slice shop, right? You might not notice it when the first pizza comes out of the oven, but in the rewarming, that's when it's like a train wreck, right? So Grande doesn't use any of that. And you could tell when he pulled this out of the bag that it looks like it's clumped until you grab it. The other thing is that the shreds that are on here, they're much larger shreds. They're thicker shreds. And it's because of the process that they use. There's all the same shred in there. There's not little balls that were left inside the machine. You know, if anybody's ever used one of those plungers on the Hobart, right? And you end up with all those bits and pieces. So you don't get that. And it's all really consistent.
Also, when you buy something with anti-caking, which could be anything, could be cellulose, could be starch. Some company sprays olive oil. Which was olive oil.
Yeah, I never seen olive. That would be a lot better than the starch.
Else. So, in order for this product to stick to it, when you go to bake the pizza, so all that oil comes up.
Oh, it's very greasy. Sure.
So what are we going?
We're going to go into this one right here.
Perfect.
You want to make another one, or should we go to the Detroit?
We can make another one if
you guys feel hungry. Make two. All right, let's do another. Even like this. So
yes.
What do we put? A little cream spinach.
Yeah. Get your way. I don't have to. You know better than me how to do this. We've done it a few times before.
A couple times.
See.
Yeah, that's actually in my business, in my restaurants and stuff that I've always worked at in my career. Mother's Day is the worst shift I could work, and Easter is the second. Yes. It's insanity. But then you get to Father's Day, and what do we have? A backyard, hot dogs in the backyard. Nobody takes you out to dinner. No, nothing.
I was thinking
Father's Day, we get screwed all the time. It's always Mother's Day.
Last week's Father's Day, I said, well, what do? We just eat the Zeppelin. That's the only thing.
That's it. We don't do nothing. Get a pack of hot dogs and go sit in the backyard. Maybe you get a cold beer and a card. All right, let's go finish.
Yes.
Now, on top over here,
you have some Asiago blend.
How do you guys measure your cheese? Do you guys just go out of the bag and throw pizza cheese on top of there? This is the worst thing you can do. Because the most expensive ingredient besides proteins is your cheese. One of the cool things is that Grande makes these like little measuring cups. So based on how many ounces of cheese got to go on a pizza, you get this cup, fill the cup literally to the line and go. Or they make scales now and things you can put on the line. I will tell you that with Grande, less is more. Because you get a lot of yield and the amount of cheese that you use on these pizzas doesn't look like it's a lot. But because of the way these are, Matteo, you know what you could do for me? You got some gloves on? Grab some of this cheese and give everybody a little bit so they could taste this Asiago blend. Oh, yeah. You guys will understand what I'm talking about here.
If you guys haven't tried Asiago, it's...
I want you guys, before you start shoving cheese in your mouth, I want you to look at the shred, though. That's the point. And you'll see that it's a lot thicker. So the yield, you don't use as much cheese to make a pizza, right? And the way that it melts. Now, what else was on here?
A little bit of chicken.
A little bit of chicken. Well, bam.
It will finish it with the spicy olive at the end. So Asiago, it's a little bit like creamier version of the Parmesan cheese. If that makes sense, with the tanginess. I was saying one thing about making the spinach cream. Every ingredient that I make, it's because it can be cross-utilized on different menu items.
I love that.
So you can easily make a pasta dish with that. So I like to propose things that can be used in several things instead of having just for one item.
You know what I want to do? I know that you put the sesame seeds on the bottom. Maybe what I can do, maybe I'm going to put them on the edge like this.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah, it looks good.
We'll see. You know what's the crazy thing? When Chef Dave comes over here later, he's gonna look around. He's gonna think all these black sesame seeds are
All
bugs
these
walking around. Like,
bugs.
what did you do over here? They're kind of the flower. Caputo's gonna see that. Oh my God, what did you do to our flower?
So yeah, there's no bugs.
You guys see that little shake? Critical. If you don't shake it now, you're gonna end up with all this stuff on top of your pizza in the oven if it doesn't move, right? Very
That's
critical.
the worst thing that could happen on a Friday night.
Worst thing because you screw the whole oven up.
I just spinned it, check. Looks
Look at how
good.
beautiful.
Yeah, we get in there. So we're baking at about 550 degrees.
550 on the bottom.
And 575 on the top. Made it.
We made it
Two
right
on
on
two.
the edge. Beautiful. Okay, now let's jump into the next one.
Yes, we're making Detroit style
We're
pizza
gonna do Detroit now.
with the Asiago crown. So Leo has made the crusts in advance for baking them. So it's gonna shorten the time for making this pizza, which is something that I always suggest was a pizza operations. Thank you.
So this base over here that I made is a Detroit dough. This was made with King Arthur special patent flour and same thing, 10% semolina, 70% hydration, 24 hours in the refrigerator, pulled it out, stuck in the pan, let it proof about 30 minutes because Detroit pizza should never be this thick. If you go to Detroit, it's literally, this is what we're looking at, right? And the center of this is open and airy. I stuck this in the oven for 8 minutes, 500 degrees, until all of a sudden the crust is nice and baked through. We got a lot of the extra humidity out. You can take this, open it up, make a sandwich, things like this. And on a double bake for Detroit, you're going to get this super crispy bottom, right? Sometimes, like we're going to use Asiago right now in this blend, we start to form in this little ditch that occurs, right? And the par bake, you lose a little bit of the size because as it bakes, it shrinks a little bit. So on the sides here, when Felice starts putting the cheese, you'll notice that he's going to build up the edges and then he starts to go into the middle. And that's what creates that frico all the way around, right? Look at this beautiful dough.
Yes,
What a
we're gonna
beautiful
cut it later.
pizza. Let's
Well,
get
The
do we have
dough
a
definitely was done right because it looks good.
no. Stop it.
So we're gonna
And
put
look
some
at this
of
beautiful
oil.
spicy chili oil. Do
Yes.
you want to cut it here on this board or you want to cut over there?
We're gonna cut on the board. So if you guys use this to make pizza,
Yeah.
I don't want to make a mess.
So now the par bake, because we par baked the Detroit, I already set the bottom. I got a little bit of color on the crust, right? So now, if you're using an electric oven like this, we can flip the intensity so we have more heat on the top and less on the bottom. Because this doesn't need to finish as far as all the cheese and everything on top. This is why you have these electric ovens, because independent top and bottom, you can adjust the heat. And this is a very Italian thing when you work with Pizza Italia from Rome and a lot of those, when you work with a par bake. So for us, we're going to work in an oven. My oven setting is at 500 on the bottom, but 550 on the top, right? So it's more intense so that the bottom cooks at the same rate as the top, right? Let's rock and roll.
We will end up with the bottom burn,
Well,
the top that is not cooked well. So
Exactly right. Exactly right. Now, with Detroit, generally with Detroit pizza, the sauce is served hot, post bake. So usually there's like a soup kettle, right? And it's warm with sauce. And then when the pizza comes out of the oven, it gets finished with sauce on top. However, I'm a fan of baking the tomato sauce with the pizza. I actually like to put this on before. Do you have a
Yes.
preference?
I usually like to put the sauce on pizza, but lately the trend has been those razor lines on top, so you kind of
The racing stripes, we call
Yes.
them, right? Let's build them like this. Let's build them with the sauce on top
All right,
because I don't
let's
have
do
any
it.
sauce warm. That's why.
yeah. I was guessing. That's
Good.
why I was looking at you as a.
No,
All
I
right,
don't have any
let's-
sauce warm. Let's just do it with this on top. And then we'll
All
bring
right.
them over here and maybe we'll do little
All
dollars.
right,
All right?
perfect. So first, we put the cheese all over the crust, and in order to have the crown, we're gonna make sure that some of the cheese it's in between the crust and the pan. I'm gonna try to show it so you guys can see. Definitely, it's a pizza for the cheese lovers. which I'm guessing everyone is a cheese lover. Who doesn't like cheese? I think that's the reason why we love pizza. So as you can see, cheese is gonna fall a little bit, but this is how you make the crown. It's just the cheese that caramelizes that goes through caramelization between the crust and the pan.
There's another cheese. So we're using the Asiago blend. There's another cheese in the Grande lineup that I use a ton, especially for Detroit, and it's the one with the white cheddar inside of
Cheddar
it.
blend.
The cheddar blend is fantastic. Another one that caramelizes that frico, super beautiful. For me, I've always used shred, and I always worked in old Italian places, so we didn't have the luxury of pre-shredded cheese. I was the kid with the couple milk crates underneath the Hobart with the plunger, right? 5 pounds at a time. We didn't have one of these Palazzolo cheese hogs. Those were the guys that were doing really good because they've been around since I was a kid. Palazzolo. They make that's probably probably the greatest cheese shredder I've ever encountered in the market. The tomatoes that I'm using right now, this is 7-Eleven. It's from Stanislav.
Go up. Thank you. So I just wanted to show you briefly, put some dollops of sauce on it. And we're going on the top oven.